Welcome to Living Chassidus. Together, let's live the Chassidus we learn.
Morning, 15 minutes. Kuntras, Inyanah Toras haChassidus. This shir is for shleima, Chaim, Baruch, Eliezer, Ben, Raisa, Esther. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so basically, what we've been saying till now, and sort of been repeating this, and we're sort of adding to it as we go slowly, is that there's the essence of an idea of something, and then as it expresses itself. And that's what I was saying yesterday, like the essence of Mashiach. The essence of Mashiach is not that we have knowledge and we'll live forever. The essence of Mashiach is the essence of God, and that oneness, quintessential point. And because of that, and because of the fact that Mashiach is tapping to a level that's like we said before, like a Havaya that's above time and space and world. So therefore, it will express itself that there's no more death. Other than Mashiach is that there's no more death, it's just the expression of the etzem being expressed, the Yechida comes out. So to speak, a side benefit is that there's no more death. And the side benefit is that we live forever. So like with the Chassidus, because Chassidus is the etzem, so to speak, a side benefit of that, an outcome of that, like the Nishnef, Eshruch, Nisham, and Chaya, is going to have this expression, like burning the nails, or transforming ourselves, or like the Baruch coming and transforming the world. All those things are an outcome of what this is. Now so today we're going to give an idea of this with regards to like oil and how it expresses itself within the person. Let's see. Zion. In this book, it's page 47. Zion. Gam, also from this reason, Nimshal Toras haChassidus l'shemen. And this is the reason why Chassidus is called oil, which is and Razin de Razin, the secrets of the secrets. So he's going to explain. Shemen hu nekudas hatamtis. What's shemen, oil? Oil is, it says in Yiddish, essence. It's the essence. It's like and he explains, shel called our everything. And from this, it must be shemitzad atzma moved al hu and called over. So because of being the essence, it has to be separate from everything. If it was shaykh, if it was related, relevant to something specific, it couldn't be the essence of everything. That meaning there's an essence, and then the way it expresses itself out of the essence down here could be in the specifics. But if it starts off in the specifics, so you miss it. It's like sometimes people miss. They get a specific point, they miss the whole purpose, the whole point of the idea. And it's important to get the general idea. It's like learning Tanya. You can learn a parak, and you can understand that parak by itself. But if you don't understand the context of where it's coming from, going, like, so to speak, zoomed out, and get the central idea, you'll miss it. It's like you learn a piece of Gemara, or you learn some Chassidus that way. You learn Chassidus, and you learn too detailed before you've got that overview. You miss the forest for the trees. That's what he's saying. If the essence is something specific, it's that what's Chassidus is that the Baruch came and he transformed the Jewish world. So that is limiting what Chassidus is, and that can't be an essence thing that it can express itself in everything. Or in a practical example, you learn a piece of Chassidus. If you understand the essence of it, you'll know how to apply it to different areas. You say this, that means in this case I should behave this way, in this case I should behave that way. Whereas if you don't have the essence, you can just repeat what you just heard, but that's as far as you go. It doesn't kind of apply itself. You don't know how to apply it to different situations. It's like if you have like the idea, a simple idea, like a simple example of this is, let's say the idea that you have to know where everything's coming from. When you have an idea, you're going to do something, you ask yourself a simple question, is it coming from a nefesh Eliezer or nefesh Muhammad? It's coming from the good side of me or the not such good side of me. And so how do you know? So you check what's the end result going to be of this. So one time, it was a simple example of this. One time I hope I understood this concept, the essence of it. So it was Shabbos, Friday night, and I was very tired. And I had guests coming over. And I was like, what should I do? Should I learn something or should I take a nap? I'm like, 10, 15 minutes, put my head down. So because I got the essence of the idea, I had a little bit of a ring in myself. And I said, you know what? If I sleep, then I'll be more awake at the meal, which is more important than me learning now and being tired at the meal. Having these guests from out of town, which won't be a mensch. And so I end up sleeping, even though I'm like, oh, 1 second, maybe that's my Yitzhahara. He's fooled me. He said, oh, you know what? Better you just don't learn. I'm like, I don't know. But I said, listen, it doesn't make sense. Better I should be up. And I did. And I slept. And I was up the whole meal. And I realized if I would have learned, I wouldn't have been up. So that's because I understood the essence of the idea. I understood that in this case, it means I should go to sleep. Whereas if a person doesn't have the essence, they'd always say to themselves, it's impossible that my Yitzhak Tov is telling me to go to sleep. But it should always be that my Yitzhak Tov is telling me to learn. So you don't have the essence. That's what he's saying. You won't be able to have the essence of every idea. But being that you have this level of etzem, and being that it's etzem, nimtahu b'chol davar. So therefore, it's found in everything. If you tap the essence, it expresses itself in everything. Meaning, like just when you understand the Maimon well, you get the central point. You understand how to express it different ways, and that's when, as Sheish says, you know it when you can give over the idea in one sentence or in one word. But you got the essence of the idea. If you didn't, then it's a sum of all these different parts. There's all these different. The Maimon talks about this question and that question and this discussion and that discussion. But if you can get the essence of what it's talking about, the Maimon is talking about how to transform yourself. The Maimon is talking about how to look at yourself. And you have that one answer because you got the essence. That's what he's saying. And that essence, it's the depth of it. It's the quintessential point of it. And this idea, like in every part, like connected with every part of Pneusa Torah, gam, but this also expresses itself in Nigla Torah. Like halachically, because we see mitzad echad shemen eino misare b'shar mashkin. On one hand, oil, simply you put oil and water and the oil rises to the top and it stays together. In general, liquids like to come together, but oil does it into much more of an extreme level. And that's why you put oil anywhere, it always comes together. It always joins. And also in the separate, stays separate. So on one hand, the oil stays separate. But on the other hand, it can permeate everything. You need to mix it a little bit, but then it permeates everything, which is exactly this point where we're saying that on one hand, you have the idea, which is the essence, which is totally separated from everything. On the other hand, you can take it and you can really mix with everything. That's why you cook with oil. And it really makes a very, very, very transformative, power of the food. And that's why Chassidus is called oil. Also in Chassidus, you have these two levels. It's out in Inyanah, there's the central level of Chassidus, which is Eina Misareves B'Shum Davar. It's not mixed into anything. Etzem Nekudas Achayus, the essential life force, that's higher than being spread out. Like the oil as it is raised above everything and it stays together. But on the other hand, is Mispashetas he Umfapas. As we explained before, that it also has the aspect that it permeates with everything. And as we're going to explain it in the case of Meidani, that the Chassidish Shatayich of Meidani can express itself in all the other levels of Meidani, because it's the essence, and the essence can be expressed in everything. And that's what we're saying. So when we learn Chassidus, it's not just we're learning another idea on the Torah, we're learning the essential idea in the Torah. And if we learn it well, we can apply that to the simple pshat in the pasuk, and to the remez of the pasuk, and to the drush, and to the side of the pasuk. And that's what we're saying. Beautiful. Ches. haChassidus sheb'Toras haChassidus machnis b'chol Inyanah olam katan ze adam. The chayus that Chassidus gives into the whole world, specifically also into within us, v'olam b'pshuto, and also in the world at large. Nimsheches me'achayus sheChassidus machnis b'chol Inyanah Torah. It's drawn down. This chayus that Chassidus gives into the whole world and into ourselves is because of the chayus that it adds into Torah. And through that, it comes this chayus. Because everything comes from Torah. And therefore, see, everything comes from Torah, and Chassidus adds life into Torah. So everything's really coming all from Chassidus. And it comes through it. Now, in the Torah, Dar Chalakim, there's 4 levels of Torah. There's 4 general levels. There's Pshat, the simple meaning of the pasuk. Then there's the Remes, and what the pasuk is hinting to. Then there's the Drush, and how we expand the pasuk. We expand it. So therefore, the pasuk is saying, so we could expand it to mean in some other cases some way. And then you have the Drush. Yeah, the Pshat, the simple. The Remes, what it's hinting to. The Drush, how do we expand on it? And then you saw it in the Kabbalah. And then you have a Toras haChassidus, and Chassidus will add life and transform every one of those pshats or pshatim, I don't know how to say that, into everything. Asher, because besides the fact that Chassidus comes and gives in a different explanation than these 4 levels, which this is coming to answer the question. One of the things we said in the beginning, Chassidus comes to clarify the Kabbalah. So he's saying this is also telling us that it doesn't come to clarify Kabbalah. That's not what its job. He says, that's not all what it's come to do. Chassidus gives, it adds life into every idea in Torah. In every part of Pshat, Remez, Drush, and Seidshabai. The simple meaning, the what's hinting to, how we can expand this idea, and what the Kabbalah of it is. Chassidus adds chayis to all of these levels. The level of chay that you live. I think he's saying, that you live in an entirely different way. B'chayus atzmi, in an essential life. Chayus ma'isiv gam behirus v'eim geisiv ha'avanas inyan. And this chayus adds a depth and a clarity in idea learning and understanding, the way you understand it. Meaning, when you learn Chassidus, in order to appreciate Torah properly, you need to learn Chassidus. That's what we're saying. That Chassidus adds chayus to everything. Without Chassidus, you don't have it. You lack it. And it's like a simple example. There's a famous story that this guy, he was from Lakewood, and Rabbi would give a Tanya shiur once a week. And this guy was one of the biggest Talmidim over there in the big base medrash Gevurah, I think it's called. And he would never listen in, and I think he'd even make problems. And one time he came to Rabbi and he said, I have a question that no one's been able to answer me. I want to have a meeting with the Rebbe and see if the Rebbe knows. They talk about Rebbe so smart. I want to see for myself. So the Rebbe organized it. And so the guy came in, organized the Chidus. The guy came to the Rebbe and he asked him the question. The Rebbe very quickly answered the question and never said to him, he goes, it's very important to learn Chassidus. And the guy's like, no, leave me alone, Chassidus. I didn't come here to be mashpia on me. I just want to know an answer and to see if you really knew something. And you did. Thank you. I want to go. The Rebbe pushed on him, and he said, if you don't, we'll come. The Rebbe said to him, we'll come. You'll be in Zal, you'll be in the base medrash learning, and you'll be struggling over an idea, and you'll come speak to someone, and they will laugh it off, and you'll be very hurt. Your ego, your pride, your ego will be tainted, and could lead to very bad results. And the guy was like, whatever, and he walked off, and he just so Rabbi asked him what happened, and he's like, he just leave me alone. He was very unhappy. He didn't appreciate what the Rebbe said to him. End of. That happened. He went back in a few weeks, a few months later, and exactly that happened. He was learning something, and he was very struggling over it, and he thought he had a good answer. He tried to show it someone. They laughed at him and said, it's stupid, and it really got to him. And the story goes that he ended off, he became irreligious. He had a kid. I think I remember correctly. He already got married, had a kid, and the kid said he was made fun of for being Jewish. And he's like, "What does that mean to be Jewish?" And sort of that awoke within him realization that like what happened back then with the Rebbe, and so he ended up going to Rabbi, and he found Rabbi saw this guy with long hair walking down Kingston, and the guy says to him, he goes to him, Rabbi, he's like, yeah. He's like, can I learn Chassidus with you? And he's like, yeah. He goes, do you remember me? And he's like, no, who are you? He said, I was this guy I learned, and I didn't like your shiur, and I'd argue with you, and then you told me to come to the Rebbe. He said, the Rebbe told me I have to learn Chassidus. And I realized I need to learn Chassidus. And we learned Chassidus with him. So that's what he's saying. Chassidus adds life that is missing. Something. Chassidus is sort of the thing that's missing from the rest of the Torah. And I need to stop here. Yeah, I guess we'll continue on Monday from here. Yeah. So the point is that what we're saying here is Chassidus is just like this oil that on one hand it's above and it's a total level. It's a etzem, it's a atzmi, it's above everything. But on the other hand, it pushes itself through everything. And now we're saying, what does that mean? Practically, it means Chassidus is not another pirush. It's a whole different level, but it gives chayos to everything. Just like the Mashiach gives the Mashiach, which is the Yichid, gives chayos to the world. We said when Baal Shem Tov came and we started having Chassidus, that brought chayos into the world, and chayos of Mashiach. And so too, within learning Torah, which Torah is the source of everything in the world, the Chassidus brings the chayos in the Torah, which brings chayos into our world. To be continued on Monday.